Hi guys, so today we're going to continue on with the new Anna Griffin card making kits, the ones that were today's special. Now, I'm pretty sure this is sold out. Maybe they'll bring some back, I don't know. But probably when you're watching this, it's still not available. But if it does become available, or any of the other items I use, I have them linked in the description box. Those are affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you're purchasing items to those links. I already did an unboxing video, so if you want to check that out and see every bit that's in here, almost, I think there's some parts that I didn't quite go through. You guys can check that out. I'll link it in the description box. But I think what I'm going to do today is a box with a card top. Do you know what I'm saying? So we're just going to decorate like if it was a card, but we're going to make it into a box. Just something different. So it's still the same thing as far as, you know, a card, but then we're just going to play with it a little bit. Yeah, so in the last video on the birthday kit, I just made a couple different cards and some die cutting, things like that. So I think today we're going to spend our time obviously making the box. It doesn't take very long, but we're just still going to design it like a card. So you have lots of inspo here. I'm just thinking about what papers I want to use for the actual box itself, and then we'll get to going with that. Yeah, I mean, I think we'll just keep it real simple. Oh, the other thing is I kept calling this piece back here a signature card. It could be a signature card if you want it to be, but it's basically a matte layer. I really like the look of it like this one, so maybe we'll do something like this, a little more simple, and see, you know, where we go. So what I'm going to do is dig out the card base that looks like this one and the other items I might need, which we really don't need them yet. We really want to probably make the box base, but maybe not. Maybe we want to make sure that everything's okay here. So I can see the card is right here. Obviously that means I won't need an insert, but if you want to, actually maybe we'll put an insert at the bottom of the box. Okay, so I need this. And this is the bummer about these, is that the pattern doesn't go all the way around. It's nice that you can sign your name and all that, but it doesn't go completely around, so it's kind of harder to do like fun fold cards. You can definitely do an easel card with this card base though, if you want to score it here and pop it up like this. Of course you're going to have to put something else on top of it. Or these really pretty toppers by itself can stick out at the top. Let me see let me show you what I mean. Let's pretend you scored it at 2.5 inches, right? 2.5 inches, so that you can make it an easel. And then just have this, you know, with some pretty things, and so it'll be just kind of floating. That would be nice. Maybe that's a card for another day. Alright, let me grab the things I would want from this box kit, and we'll get started. Stuff out. I'm just kind of putting it on here. This is different from what's with this, but I still like the inspo from it. But these are the card kind of toppers or matte layers. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? So if we're making it really fancy, I guess I can go with this guy. And then this guy, and then the Santa Claus and something else. Maybe that's what I'll do. Okay, I'll be right back. All I'm looking for is the holly with the bell, and see how this one's the opposite. So I'm looking for the one that's like this, but also this one with the doubled up looks really cute on there too, if you want to do that. So I'm just looking for the other bell, the one that's facing the opposite way, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we have our dimensional adhesives. We'll need a little bit. This is similar, pretty much what I'm going to be doing, I think. And then I have an insert that I will cut down and put on the inside of our box. And it just says, from our family to yours, have a very Merry Christmas. I think that's lovely. Okay, we'll put these things to the side for right now because we don't need those. And I just went in my stash and grabbed some paper. Now this, I would like to be heavier weight, but this is the color I have, and this is what I would like. This is going to be the base of my box, and then the top is going to be this gold dust. We'll see how that works because it is a glitter paper, and I don't know how it's going to take scoring, but we will see. We will soon see. Let's see. Okay. So if our card ends up being 5x7 and we want a little bit of prettiness on the outside of this, right, for the gold to show up. So let's say 5x7. Let's say we want it to be 5¼ by 7¼ when we're done, which is kind of big, but that's okay. 5¼ by 7¼ I only want the top of this to have like maybe ½ inch. ½ inch always seems so small though. Let's do 3/4 of an inch lip, which is odd, but that's okay. So let's write this down so I don't have to do it again later. Oh, Amanda's little numbers are on here. Let me find another scrap paper. Here we go. Another scrap from another day. So 5¼ actually that's the other way. Let's say 7¼ 5¼ and then if I want 3/4 inch sides to my box lid, that means we're adding 1.5 inches. So plus 1.5 inches plus 1.5 inches, of course. That's 8 3/4. the height needs to be, and or length or however, and then the other one's 6 3/4. And hopefully, yes, I was gonna say, hopefully I can get that from this paper, but of course we can. Okay. So what we're gonna have to do is cut this at 6 3/4 this way first. 6 3/4. I just want to make sure. Okay. 6 3/4. And then 8 3/4 the other direction. Okay, that's for my lid. And for the box base, I want this to be a little bit longer than the top. So I'm trying to think what more I can add to this for the base height of the, the sides. So if that's 3/4 inches and we do 1 inch, that's cute because it'll just be like a little bit like this. And then let me think about those numbers real quick. Let's make the base 1.5 inches. I mean, you can do whatever you want, obviously, but 1.5 inches, that's a nice, maybe, I don't know what you're gonna put in there, but we're just making up things here as we go along. Of course, you can make it bigger than that. If you need paper that's even bigger than that, let's say you want to make a bigger box, you can just splice papers together, right? When you go cut it down and then glue tabs, put it together to make it even bigger. So if I have 3/4 inches on the top sides, right? For the base, I want 1.5 inches. I'm just trying to see if I have enough paper for that. So if that's already 7 1/4 and I want 1.5 inches base, that means I need to add 3 inches, right? All around, because 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches. So that's 3 10 1/4, okay. By 3 more inches on the 5 1/4, that's 8 1/4. Okay, I think I should be able to do that. So 8 1/4. Well, you can max out your paper if you don't want to take a little 1/4 inch off. You can just do different numbers. By 10 1/4. Okay, let me bring my scoring tool and I'll be right back. Alright, moment of truth. Box lid, and since this is glitter paper, I'm going to turn it over. Okay, guys? And we said we want 3/4 inches, right? So on this hunky-dory adorable scoreboard, on this side it tells you box lid. So this is where you're making your measurements for the box lid, and then for your box base, you're going to measure on this opposite side going this way. On the Scoremaster, like the Crafter's Companion one, it's basically box lid over here, and then you're going to turn this upside down the other way and do your box base over here. So it's just a little bit different. In this one you're not turning it, but you don't have numbers that are special for this. Like in the Scoremaster, it will give you brand new numbers starting at 1, 2, 3, right? This time we have to go backwards and just know what you're looking for. So I'm turning it over because of the glitter paper, and we're doing 3/4 inches. Sorry, I was already going to start scoring it in the wrong spot. Okay, 3/4 inches. So at the 3/4 inch mark, just pushing down, and I like to keep a nice steady, several score lines instead of one really hard one. So just go in there a few times. Okay, so there's 3/4, again 3/4 on this side. So 3/4 on all 4 sides. So I'm going to turn it 3/4 and then again turn it one more time in 3/4. Okay, I'll be right back. So score it on 3/4, all 4 sides. And then this guy, we're going to do 1.5 inches. So it doesn't really matter what I'm just butting up against here. And again, when you're making your box base, there's this little tiny gap here that's like a 1/16 of an inch that you're actually tucking into, where this doesn't have that. Well, it does, because you're going to butt it all the way up here, but this one has a little bit extra, should I say. So where this one counts at 0 at the butt end, this one doesn't. So anyway, it's just that little bit extra that basically makes it fit under your box lid. So here we're doing 1.5 inches is what I had said, right? I hope I did that right. So 1.5 inches, it's basically 10.5 inches is what we're going to be measuring. And this paper's a lot thinner, so I can just move along. So turn it 1.5 inches, and you have to turn it every time so that you still get that 1/16 of an inch every time you score. On this other one, we could have just done 3/4 and then gone over here and done the other measurement. That's 3/4 inches in. But I just kept turning it. Just, I guess it's an easier way to think of it. So 1.5 inches. And 1.5 inches. Okay. So same with the box lid. We're gonna do the box base, and it's easier to show you on this one probably than the glittery stuff. So you're just gonna go this little square here. You're gonna notch out a piece. So up and then into it, or however you like to make your notches. If you want to make your glue tab, cut it here and also notch it there. That's up to you. I just usually take out this one little piece, so just there and then kind of angled in. Okay, on all four, I'll do that here and do the same thing with the box lid in here and right there. Okay, and same thing with the box lid. So just coming in here, it's gonna sound real crunchy, and then notch it out. Okay, all four corners. Okay. So same thing with the lid. We're gonna do on the base. I'm just showing you the base because since it's funny, when you score, do you like folding towards the score line or away from that line that you just made? Some people like that little rounded part to be on the outside, so you fold this other way. I don't know. I always go opposite the side I was scoring on. But anyway, we're going to score all these lines. And if you want to bone fold it, of course, you can definitely do that. I didn't get all the way to the end on this one. But I just generally just use my fingers like this and score that way. And then we're just going to put it together. So that's our box base. And I like to use a glue that dries pretty fast. So this is art glitter. And all you're going to do is glue those together, right? So glue on the inside tab. If you have a little clippy to help you hold it, that always helps. So you can just move on. The glitter is going to be a little more problematic because it's glitter, so I'm going to have to hold on to it. But like this one, I can kind of start moving on as I go. Okay, so again, all four, glue, stick it there, glue, stick it there. Okay, same thing with the lid. Just real quick again for the glitter, just being careful as I score that. And same thing, just going to glue in the tabs, hold on to them, and make sure, for this I would definitely use a wet glue because it has all that crunchiness and you really want that glue to get in there and hold on. Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. It actually held on pretty quick, so there we go. And so box base, 1.5 inches deep, 5 1/4 by 7 1/4, and then our little lid that fits perfectly. Yay! Again, 5 1/4 by 7 1/4 with 3/4 inch base, or sides, should I say? Sorry. Okay, so let's bring over our pretty stuff here. And maybe I should sit down. Oh, actually, before I sit down, we're gonna cut this off. Now you can leave, actually, if you wanted to, you could leave the whole card on top and have a card attached to the box, but the whole point was to make a box top, not so much a card attached to a box. So I'm gonna take this off and just cut it at 5 inches, and that should be right there. You can use that for something else, maybe die cut into it or whatever you want to do, or even put this on the bottom of your box, glue that down there, and you have your handmade by. Maybe we should do that. Okay, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to trim that little bit of red that's still left on there, just because. Let's see. Okay, so we'll glue this to the base of our card, and hopefully I'll remember to do that when we get there. Let's put this down. I've made like 4 videos this morning, you guys. The kids are sleeping. Yeah, it's been crazy. They've been sleeping until like 10, 10:30. Doran's like noon because, you know, now that he's a surly teenager, he has to sleep for a long time. Now he's such a sweetie. Okay, so let's move these guys out of the way. In the little image, they had this offset, and I thought that looked cute. And then what I was showing you guys before is to trim these down so we don't waste this little border stuff. So I'm just going to eyeball it this time. Last time I used a trimmer, but I think hopefully I cut that right. Fits in here somewhere, and yeah, and then down here we just need a little bit. Now we can use this for something else, or for another card, do the same thing, right? So I'm gonna do the exact same thing I did in the other video. Actually, where's my inspo? Where is my inspo? I want to see the side. See, it's off to the side, but the other part is centered. Okay. So this part is centered, and I'm using this weird glue because it does give you a little bit of working time. And it smells like a big pen, like I said, and honestly, it's pretty good. Alright, let's see here. I'm centering it with those little edges of the diamonds, plus these guys. Look at that. It's almost as if she planned it that way. Alright, so let me put this here. Actually, that's kind of a lot, so what I can do is rub this one in the same glue, and they both have some glue. Look at this stuff. Okay, I'll put this to the side. I really wanted the edge. Come on, you saw I didn't even put glue there, but of course it just wants to hold on. Okay. Yeah, that's about right. It looks like she has it popped up, but again, I'm not going to try to put too much dimension on this. And we can decide how correct that is in our layering by like the very edge of that guy and the very edge of that guy. That looks good. Again, let's not move this. And I think that's pretty good. I'm just making it straight by eyeballing it against the little diamond there. Okay. And so they made their own thing right here. Obviously, they put a little tree, they put a little flourish, one of the little flat gifts, and then Santa there. And from here, I'm just doing what I feel like. So I think we are going to pop this up, though. So let me get some dimensionals on the back of that, plenty of them, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I put quite a few dimensionals on that, because probably could have put another one down there. And I'm just putting this down the center here. And then we have this guy, which is a sticker, and I've been using whatever it is that you want to do to take that off, but that was pretty easy. Sometimes they want to give me a little problem here. Now this is a bummer because this already has foil and looks gorgeous, and we're just going to top it off with this. But again, if you want to bring it down a little bit or offset it somehow so it looks more decoupage-y, and you can still see that little bit of foil in the back, that's cool. Or put it right up against there. Or put more dimensionals and dimensionalize it, right? So it's more decoupage looking. I know the holiday blessings is kind of getting buried there now. And then I'm just going to put our little guy here. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I'll put him here or... Yeah, okay. So I'm going to pop him right here. And I'm just going to put some dimensionals. I'm not even taking the sticker part off of this, as you can see. I'm going to put dimensionals and glue. And that's just going to help me. Actually, the glue needs to not be there. That can be a dimensional too. Let me wipe that off. Where are we putting this junk? Right over here? Alright. Usually I put glue where it's touching things that are already dimensional, so like right here. Okay, and let's take the carriers off. And that is that, and then we're just going to put it on top of our box. I suppose you can put like little rhinestones and pearls, things like that. I was just thinking about that. Anna doesn't really do that, huh? I'm going to put it a little bit lower. Oh, there we go. Okay, and there is that. Some room up here for something else if you would like. It's just because it's off-centered, right? Okay, and we bring back our box, and we're going to stick this on here. And I'm going to use this glue just so I have a moment to mess with it if I need to. You hear that crunchy glitter? You hear that crunchiness? Looks pretty good. Make sure it's nice and straight. Okay. And we can pop that up too. It doesn't have to be flat on the box. And then one last thing is we are going to trim this down. And again, it should fit in there. It's already trimmed down a little bit if you think about it. Because it's an insert, so it's already a little bit smaller than 5 by 7. Let me see what it is. It's 5 1/8. I'm sorry. 5 1/8. That's bigger. 4 7/8. So I'm just going to line this up at the 4 7/8 and trim that off. Okay. And you have this little piece of paper you can do something else with. I'm going to glue this in. I'm afraid of this. Okay. This is thin kind of paper, you know, so I don't want this to make it pucker at all, but oh well. I think it is going to. Okay, we're going to place that in here. And you know, if there's a little box of treats or a little pair of socks, that'd be really cute, or whatever it is. Obviously something nice. We have that. We have this. And then I said on the back we would stick down our handmade by, just to not waste it. And it adds sturdiness to your box too. So that is all good. Okay, I'm gonna take this off though. You guys, how fun was that? That, honestly, really fun, because of the insert and then this whole handmade by, you can sign it there. Yay! Alright, there is our little box card type of thing. You want to give these away to somebody, put some other cards in there. Since we made it 5 1/4 by 7 1/4, you can definitely put a box, you know, set of cards in here. I mean, how pretty. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. Put this back in your stash so that you can use that for something else. I'll have some images coming up, links as appropriate, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye now.